Percents lesson 3. Our goal is to be able to find percent increase and decrease. And the percent change is the increase or decrease. So the increase or decrease, and then we want that written as a percent. And our formula then is going to be the amount of the increase or decrease divided by the original amount. So the amount of the increase or the decrease divided by the original amount. And for percent increase, when we have questions like this, it's either going to be some sort of a markup or a tax, and a percent decrease is going to be a discount or some sort of a sale. And we start out with some percent change questions, and if you remember, our formula is the increase or decrease divided by the original amount. So if we go from 25 to 49, you can do 49 minus 25, which is 24. Divide that by your original amount, which is 25. And if you grab your calculator, that is 0.96 or a 96% increase. From 50 to 45, we do 45 subtract 50. That is a negative 5. The negative tells us it is a decrease. Divide that by the original amount, which is 50, and you are at a 0.10, so that is a 10% decrease. From 80 to 115, we do 115 minus 80. And if you subtract that, you get 35. Divide that by your original amount, which is 80. And if you grab your calculator, 35 divided by 80 is 0.4375. So we would call that 43.75%. Number 4, from 700 to 150. If you do 150, subtract 700, you are at a negative 550. Divide that by your original amount, which is 700. I don't think it's an exact number. I think that is about a 79% decrease. Number 5, from 190 to 165, we take 165 minus 190, and when you subtract that, you get 25, divided by your original amount. 25 divided by about 190 there. When you divide that, that is about a 13% decrease. And number 6, 90 minus 12 is 78%, or 78. Divide that by the original amount, which is 12. 78 divided by 12 is from 78 divided by 12 is 6.5, and so that is a 650% increase. Number 7, find the result when 30 is increased by 20%. You can do this two ways. You can do 30 times 0.2, which will be 6, and then go back with the 30 and add the 6, and you get 36. Another way, you're going to have 100% of this 30. You're going to have all of that plus another 20%. So you could actually just take the 30, multiply it by 1.2, which is 120%. 100% of this plus another 20% makes the 1.2, and when you multiply that, you get 36. Number 8, find the result when 65 is decreased by 85%. Well, you can do 65 times 0.8, which is 52, and then 65 minus 52 is 13. So you do the 80% and then subtract. Another way you can do this is thinking of it this way. You start with 100% of something and you take 80% off. How much do you have left? Well, if you start with 100% and take 80% off of that, you would only have 20% left. So if you do 65 times 0.2, you would also get 13. Excuse me. And find the result when 14 is increased by 140%. You can do 14 times 1.4, which is the 140%. When you multiply that, you get 19.6. So 14 plus 19.6 equals 33.6. Or if you have 100% of this plus another 140%, you would do 14 times 2.4, and when you multiply that, you get 33.6. A discount is when the original price is reduced. Admission to the museum is $8. Students receive a 15% discount. So we do 8 times 0.15, and that tells us our discount is $1.20. And to figure out how much students pay, you do $8, subtract $1.20, and students will pay $6.80. Number 11, Chris used his coupon and paid $7.35 for a pizza that normally costs $10.50. Find the percent discount. What we need to do is the discounted amount, or the amount taken off, divided by the original amount. The original amount of the pizza was $10.50. And to figure out how much money they took off the pizza, you do $10.50 subtract $7.35, which is $3.15. And if you do the $3.15 divided by the 10.50, you get 0.3, and that pizza was 30% off, 30% discount. Number 12, Cedar Point tickets are $54.95, and with a group discount you get 20% off. If you take 20% off the price, that means you are paying 80% of the original. And if you do $54.95 times 8.8, you would get $43.96. So rather than multiplying by the 0.2 and subtracting, we took 80% of the cost. Markup is when you buy something at wholesale and then increase or add a percentage. Stores buy thing at wholesale and then they increase that price to sell it to us. Video games are marked up 70%. Wholesale cost is $9. So we need to pay 100% of that $9. We pay all of that plus another 70%. So 9 times 1.7 is $15.30. Number 14, Liz purchased a planner for $32. The wholesale cost is $25. So that planner is marked up $7. And we need to take that $7, divide it by the original amount, which is the 25, and 7 divided by 25 is 0.28, which is 28%. Number 15, Mountain Dew cost Myers 22 cents for a 2-liter. Meyer sells it for $1.15. So if we do $1.15, subtract 22 cents, that is a 93-cent markup. And if you divide that by the original amount, 0.93 divided by 0.22, you get 4.227. So that is a 423% markup.